Right.
So,
Amen.
so let's start with, I'm going to start with a late 4th century church father, because he says something quite interesting, and this shows that John Chrysostom, who lived from 349 to 407 AD, he did not seem to be aware that there was an ancient apostolic teaching that Mary was sinless. And we know this from his interpretation of um, the visitation. And this is the point where this is where Gabriel announces to Mary that she is going to have the Christ child. She'll bear the Christ child. And so John Chrysostom is asking this question: why? Everybody knows that uh, the angel went to visit Mary before she conceived, but didn't explain this to Joseph until after Mary had conceived. And he said, now, why is that? Why would he go to Mary first before the conception instead of after? And his answer is very, very insightful. Now, it's not insightful. I think it's just conjecture, but it's insightful. It provides some insight for us into what his thinking was. Why then, it may be asked, did he, that is Gabriel, not so in the virgin's case also, that is, not visit her after she had conceived already, and declare the good tidings to her after the conception? And here's John Chrysostom's answer: lest she should be in agitation and great trouble, for it were likely that she, not knowing the certainty, might have even devised something amiss touching herself, and have gone on to strangle or stab herself, not enduring the disgrace. Now she who is of such perfect delicacy would even have been distracted with dismay at the thought of her shame, not expecting, by whatever she might say, to convince anyone who should hear of it, but that what had happened was adultery. So people are going to so she basically says, John Chrysostom saying she was so troubled she might even kill herself. That's why the angel didn't wait till after the conception to inform her. Now, what's important here is that not only do Roman Catholics teach that Mary is sinless, but she was preserved from even the inclination to sin. That is what they call concupiscence. Not only is she prevented from sinning, but she's saved from even the inclination to sin. And yet here John Chrysostom, and we're going to get more from him that gets even more revealing, but this is a very subtle statement, but it's a significant one, that Mary would have been so troubled at being pregnant and not understanding how or why that she might have gone and killed herself. And Jesus with her. you think about that. So because she might commit theocide, that's John Chrysostom is saying. She had to be told first because she might kill Jesus. Now, that is not indicative of a church father who thought that Mary was preserved from the inclination to sin.
Right.
Now, that's from Chrysostom's homily on Matthew. It's homily 4, paragraph 9. Okay, so